My daughter forgot to include me in our family photo. 6 weeks later, I forgot to include her in my updated will. Funny how life works sometimes. A $20 Christmas photo taken near Lake Geneva ended up changing what happened to $742,000. I stood there, holding 3 winter coats, a folding chair, and a smile I probably should have dropped sooner. My family laughed for the camera. I stood outside the frame. Now stay with me here. Before you decide what kind of father does something like that, you need to know what happened first. If you're watching right now, tell me where you're from and what your local time is. I always like seeing how far these stories travel. And if family stories, hard lessons, and real-life moments mean something to you, subscribe and settle in, because this one still hurts to tell. I'm Cassius Patterson, 68 years old, Madison, Wisconsin, widower, retired probate specialist, owner of a silver 2009 Ford Escape that rattled every winter like it was filing complaints directly to management. You know that sound old cars make when they start up in cold weather, like they're questioning your life choices? That was my Ford. Every morning for almost 6 years after my wife Margaret died, my routine stayed exactly the same. Wake up at 5:45, bathroom light too bright, black coffee, 1 blueberry muffin from Lakeside Street Coffee if I felt reckless enough to spend $4.75 on baked goods. Then I'd sit near the kitchen window, read the newspaper, watch Wisconsin wake up. It sounds lonely when I say it out loud. Truth is, it mostly wasn't. Loneliness and peace look similar from far away. You only learn the difference after enough years pass. Margaret used to sit across from me every morning. 42 years married? 42. She liked cream in her coffee. Exactly 2 packets of sugar. Always wore oversized sweaters inside the house, even when summer came around. She said air conditioning made America weak. I miss stupid things. The way she folded towels. The way she stole fries off my plate. The way she said my full name when she knew I was being stubborn. Cassius Edward Patterson. Not many people used my middle name. Margaret did. Vanessa used to. Back before life got complicated. My daughter wasn't always who she became. I need you to understand that. People listening to stories like this sometimes want villains immediately. One person bad, one person good. Real life doesn't work that way. Real life happens slowly. Like paint fading, like rust forming. Like watching someone drift 2 inches at a time until one day they're standing somewhere you barely recognize. Vanessa Patterson, before she became Vanessa Brooks, used to follow me everywhere. Hardware stores, little league games, Saturday grocery runs. When she was 8 years old, she told her 3rd grade teacher she wanted to become whatever Daddy does. Funny thing was, even adults barely understood what I did. For 35 years I worked probate and estate planning support. Fancy way of saying I spent decades helping attorneys manage wills, trusts, beneficiary structures, probate filings, estate transfers. Dead people taught me more about living than living people ever did. You learn things doing that work. Families fight. Money changes voices. People become strangers over jewelry worth less than the lawyer fees. I watched brothers sue brothers. Children disappear for years, then suddenly return when inheritance entered the conversation. I learned to read behavior, patterns, tiny shifts, silence, hesitation. The things people say, the things they avoid saying. My old boss used to tell me paperwork never lies, Cassius. People do. Turns out paperwork wasn't the only thing. People leave fingerprints on behavior too. Vanessa graduated from the University of Illinois. Marketing degree. Sharp kid, driven. I paid tuition, not because she asked, because Margaret and I planned for it. For years. Extra shifts. Skipped vacations. Old furniture. Used cars. Parents understand this math. You trade comfort now for someone else's future later. Never regretted it, not once. When Vanessa married Brandon Brooks 12 years ago, Margaret squeezed my hand during the reception. "He talks fast," she whispered. "He sells houses." I whispered back. Exactly. That was Margaret. Sharp instincts. Brandon worked real estate. Naperville, Illinois. Confident guy. Too confident sometimes. Hair always perfect. Shoes cleaner than hospital floors. Drove a black BMW X5. He talked about more than most people talk about family. You know that guy. Everybody knows that guy. Cassius appreciation rates are incredible right now. Cassius equity strategy. Cassius investment opportunity. Cassius passive income. The man could turn ordering pancakes into a TED Talk about property values. Still, he wasn't bad, not at first. Or maybe he was. Maybe I just missed it. That happens too. Margaret died 6 years ago. Pancreatic cancer, fast, cruel. 1 year she was planting flowers behind the house. The next year I was sitting beside a hospital bed, pretending numbers on monitors didn't scare me. She passed on a Thursday. November, cold rain, gray sky. I remember every detail. Funny what grief preserves. After Margaret died, Vanessa stepped up, called constantly, visited, helped sort clothes, sat with me when silence got heavy. For a while we held each other together. Then life moved. Promotion at work, more responsibilities. 2 kids, soccer schedules, dance classes, school meetings. I understood. God knows I understood. Sophia was 12 now. Smart kid, quiet observer. Got that from Margaret. Ethan was 9. Human tornado. Loved basketball. Could destroy a living room faster than weather damage. I loved those kids. Still do. Every Tuesday I drove 90 minutes to Naperville. Sometimes more if traffic around Rockford decided violence against commuters was acceptable behavior. I babysat, school pickups, homework help, microwave macaroni disasters. One memorable afternoon, Ethan somehow got maple syrup inside a television remote. Don't ask me how. Scientists should study children. Grandpa, he told me proudly. I improved it. The remote never recovered. Sophia once asked why old people always walked slowly. I told her. Because we know where we're going. She laughed hard enough milk came out her nose. Worth every second. Then one Tuesday morning about 2 years ago, I met Eddie Romano. Well, met again. Known him 40 years. But retired men reintroduce themselves differently. Eddie owned a tiny watch repair shop off Atwood Avenue. 70 years old, Italian, loud, opinionated. Could repair watches worth $10,000 while arguing football statistics and insulting your haircut. Cassius, he said one morning, you look terrible. Good seeing you too. You eating vegetables? Yes, liar. We started grabbing coffee every Thursday. Donuts too. Doctor said reduce sugar. We interpreted that creatively. You know what aging is? Eddie asked once. What watching your knees negotiate every staircase? That man kept me sane. Because grief changes shape. First year feels like drowning. Second year feels like forgetting how breathing worked before. Third year feels strange because you laugh again, then feel guilty afterward. Margaret would hate that. Not the laughing. The guilt. She hated guilt. Life keeps moving, she used to say. Move with it. I tried. God knows I tried. Vanessa called less. Normal, I told myself. Texts shorter. Normal. Family dinners harder to schedule. Normal. But something else changed too. Small things. Tiny things. The kind people miss. The kind I was professionally trained not to miss. Stay with me here. Because the family photo, that wasn't where this story started. Not even close. The first sign something was wrong showed up months earlier. At brunch. A reservation. And one empty chair. The first sign something was wrong showed up on a Saturday in late April. 48 degrees outside. Gray skies. Wisconsin doing that thing where spring shows up, changes its mind, then leaves again. I remember because I wore the wrong jacket. Too heavy. Spent half the morning sweating like I was smuggling central heating under flannel. Vanessa called around 8:15. Hey, Dad. Morning, kid. You busy? Nope. You sound tired. I'm 68. Existing sounds tired. She laughed. That mattered back then. Small laughs still mattered. We're grabbing brunch today, she said. Brandon found this place near downtown Naperville. Nice. You should come next time. Next time? Strange phrase. Harmless phrase. Until it starts repeating. You guys heading out now, I asked. Yeah. Sophia grabbed the phone. Grandpa. Hey, Peanut. Dad says pancakes here are $11. $11 for pancakes. Call the police. She laughed. Ethan yelled something in the background. Brandon said something I couldn't hear. Vanessa came back. Love you, Dad. Love you too. Call ended. Nothing dramatic, no fight, no insult, just a strange feeling. You know that feeling. When something shifts half an inch. Not enough to explain, enough to notice. Stay with me here. People don't usually remember the exact beginning of disappointment. I do. Because of my old job. Patterns mattered. Tiny changes mattered. The estate world taught me that. A daughter removing her father from emergency contact paperwork. A son suddenly asking questions about property taxes. Someone casually mentioning account balances. Small changes. Big meaning. 3 weeks later, Ethan had a soccer game. Saturday morning. Naperville. Cold wind, parents holding oversized coffee cups like survival equipment. I drove down early. Silver Ford Escape humming like an old washing machine climbing hills. Stopped at Speedway gas station outside Beloit. Bought coffee that tasted like regret. Made it to the field 15 minutes early. Ethan spotted me first. Grandpa, he ran toward me. Kids don't fake excitement. Adults do. Kids don't. You made it. Wouldn't miss it. Watch this. Okay, no, really watch. Buddy, I'm here. You missed my goal last week. Oh. Silence. Just 1 second. 1 second matters. Sorry, I said. You were at Brandon's work thing, Ethan said. I remember. Mom said you were busy. Busy. Interesting. I wasn't busy. I checked. Memory gets funny at 68. You double-check things. Calendar app, kitchen calendar, sticky notes. No invitation, no call, no work thing. Nothing. Grandpa. Yeah, watch this. He ran back. Game started. Kids chasing soccer balls like tiny investors chasing bad stock advice. Chaos. Beautiful chaos. Halfway through first quarter, Sophia walked over. Hot chocolate in hand. Mom says hi. She hear bathroom. Oh. She said she thought you couldn't make it. I didn't know there was something to make. Sophia blinked. Kids hear everything. Notice everything. Grandpa. Yeah, you okay, of course. Lie. Small one. Necessary one. She nodded slowly. Margaret used to make that same face. The one that said, I know you're pretending. After the game Ethan scored. Celebrated like he won the World Cup. Pure joy. We went for burgers after. Or at least that was the plan. Dad, Vanessa said. Actually, Brandon's parents are meeting us. Oh. Table reservation's small. Oh. We'll do dinner next week. Sure. Brandon walked over. North Face vest. Perfect haircut. Phone in hand. Always phone in hand. Cassius, he said. Good game. Ethan played great. He's improving. You heading back? Looks like it. Long drive. 90 minutes. Right. Silence. You know that silence. Nobody rude, nobody cruel. Just space, distance, invisible walls. I drove home. Stopped outside Madison. Bought myself Culver's. Double cheeseburger, fries, diet root beer. Listen, don't judge old men. Diet soda cancels burger calories. That's science, at least emotionally. 3 days later, Eddie Romano noticed. Because Eddie noticed everything. You're quieter, he said. I'm always quiet. No, I'm old. You're thinking. Dangerous hobby. Family. Maybe. Vanessa, maybe. You know what maybe means no. Yes, that doesn't make sense. Exactly. Eddie repaired a watch while talking. Tiny screwdriver. Magnifying glasses. 40-year friendship lets people skip politeness. You think they're drifting, Eddie said. I think life gets busy. Busy isn't forgetting. People forget. No, yes, no Cassius. He looked up. Serious now. People prioritize. I hated when he was right. Brandon asks weird questions, I admitted. What questions? Trusts. So retirement accounts. So property structure. Cassius. What you worked probate 35 years. I know, so stop pretending you don't know. I'm not pretending. Liar! I hate when you say that. Good. I laughed. Couldn't help it. That bad Eddie asked. No. You hesitated. I know. You know why people avoid bad news, why? Because admitting something hurts means it becomes real. Deep. I saw it on Facebook. Shut up. Probably. Summer rolled in slowly. Vanessa called less. Texts shorter. Pictures online told stories nobody said out loud. Family dinner. No me. Zoo trip. No me. Movie night. No me. One picture stopped me. Not because it mattered. Because it repeated. Brandon. Vanessa. Sophia. Ethan. Caption family time family. Interesting word. Funny thing about exclusion. People think pain comes from big moments. It doesn't. It comes from repetition. Like water wearing down stone. One drop means nothing. Thousands change shape. August came. 91 degrees. Humid enough to make breathing feel optional. Vanessa called. Dad, hey, need a favor. Of course, sure. Can you grab Ethan Thursday school pickup? Yeah, no problem. And Sophia too. Done. You're the best. No, I was available. Difference matters. Thursday came. Picked them up. Sophia climbed into passenger seat. Ethan immediately asked Grandpa, yeah, if sharks lived in Wisconsin, could they survive winter? No. Why they're sharks? That doesn't answer it, buddy. Yeah, I need you to understand something. What? I barely survive winter. Sophia laughed. Good sound. Missed that sound. Mom says we might move, Sophia said quietly. Move maybe. We're bigger house. Oh, Dad says Grandpa's house is worth a lot. Silence. Tiny silence. Important silence. Dad says old houses appreciate. Appreciate. Interesting word. Very interesting. My house. Madison. Paid off. Margaret planted lilies in that backyard. Vanessa learned to ride a bike on that sidewalk. Worth a lot. Funny. People reveal themselves when relaxed. Children reveal adults without realizing. I said nothing. Just drove. Hand steady. Mind working. Old habits. Professional habits. Observation. Pattern. Timing. Stay with me here. Because the family photo, we weren't there yet. Not even close. But for the first time in my life, I started wondering whether I was slowly disappearing from my own family. And the worst part, I think deep down, I already knew the answer. The family photo happened on Thanksgiving. Lake Geneva, late November. 37 degrees outside, with wind sharp enough to make Wisconsin feel personally offended by human happiness. Vanessa rented a large Airbnb near the lake that year. 5 bedrooms, stone fireplace, big windows overlooking frozen shoreline. One of those places people book when they want memories that look expensive. Dad, you don't have to bring anything Vanessa told me 3 days earlier, which naturally meant I brought things. 2 pumpkin pies from Greenbush Bakery, fresh dinner rolls, Margaret's cranberry recipe written on an old stained recipe card I still kept folded inside a kitchen drawer. I drove out Wednesday afternoon. Silver Ford Escape, heater making noises usually associated with minor mechanical emergencies. 3 hours into the drive, I stopped for gas, bought terrible coffee, forgot where I parked, walked the wrong direction. Look, at 68, your body stays one age while your memory occasionally files independent paperwork. When I pulled into the driveway Thursday morning around 10:12, Brandon stood outside talking on his phone. Dark wool coat, brown leather gloves, hair perfect, always perfect. Cassius, he said. Happy Thanksgiving, morning. You found it okay, GPS and stubbornness. Good combination. Been carrying me for years. He smiled. Not fake. Not real either. Inside smelled like cinnamon, turkey, coffee. Sophia ran toward me first. Grandpa. Hey, Peanut, you brought the rolls. Of course, Mom forgot. Interesting. Grandpa. Ethan appeared next. Come outside. Why important? More important than turkey. Yes. Impossible? Grandpa, what I learned football. You learned football? Yes. You mean football happened and you participated? No, I learned. Show me. 10 minutes later, I stood outside watching a 9-year-old explain football strategy with the confidence of a man negotiating international peace agreements. Kids. God. Kids save people without realizing it. Inside, Vanessa moved through the kitchen. Fast, Focused. Phone in hand. Dad, can you help? Of course. Can you grab extra chairs? Done. Dad, paper towels done. Dad, oven timer done. Dad, can you move those coats? Done. No problem, families help, normal. I'm not telling you this because I minded helping. I'm telling you because of what came later. Details matter. Old habits. Probate work taught me that. Timing, patterns, sequence. A single event means very little. Repeated behavior tells stories. Around 2 p.m, Brandon's parents arrived. His brother, his sister-in-law, 2 cousins. People moved through rooms. Football on television, laughter, plates clattering, Thanksgiving noise. The good kind. For a little while it felt normal. Sophia sat beside me during dinner. Grandpa. Yeah, you okay? Why you look sad? I look old. No, maybe hungry. No. You interrogating me? Maybe. Margaret used to do that. Pull truth out quietly. Sophia had inherited that. Dinner ended around 4:30. People settled into living room chairs, coffee, pie, conversation splitting into smaller groups. Then Vanessa clapped twice. Okay, everybody. She smiled. Family photo time. Simple words. Ordinary words. Nobody knew. Not yet? Dad, Vanessa said. Can you help bring coats near the front? Sure, Brandon grabbed the kids. Mom over here, Sophia, Ethan, everyone outside. Movement, noise, organization. Cold air. Late afternoon sunlight reflecting off frozen lake water. Beautiful view. One of those moments people save forever. Professional photographer stood near the stone steps. Young guy, maybe 28. Beanie hat, expensive camera. All right, he said. Let's line everybody up. Brandon middle, Vanessa beside him. Kids front, grandparents, brother, sister-in-law, cousins, positioning, adjusting, laughing. Little closer. Perfect. Chin up. Excellent. I carried coats, set them down, stepped closer. Not assuming, not expecting. Just moving naturally. Vanessa looked over. Dad. Yeah, can you hold Ethan's jacket? Sure, I picked it up. Actually, she said, can you move those bags too? Of course. Cold wind moved through. Photographer adjusted settings. Looks great, he said. Anyone else? 3 words. Anyone else? Simple. Small. Normal. Vanessa smiled. No, that's everyone. No, that's everyone. You ever have a moment where your brain hears something before your heart catches up? Mine did. No anger first, no pain, just confusion. Like stepping onto stairs, expecting one more step. Nothing there. I stood maybe 15 feet away, holding winter coats. Sophia looked at me. Immediately. Kids know, kids always know. She opened her mouth, closed it, looked toward Vanessa. Brandon adjusted his coat. Photographer smiled. Perfect, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Click. Flash. Click. Beautiful, one more. Click. Lake Geneva behind them. Family in frame. Everyone. No, not everyone. You know that look people get when they realize something too late? Sophia had it. 12 years old. Already carrying guilt that belonged to adults. Mom smile, Vanessa said. Click. Done. Finished. Christmas card secured. Memory preserved. Evidence created. Funny thing about pain. Sometimes it doesn't hit immediately. Sometimes it waits. Like weather rolling in. Dad, Vanessa said afterward. Can you grab those extra pie containers? Sure. Thanks. Normal voice, normal face, nothing cruel. That mattered. I need you to understand something. Cruelty isn't always loud. Sometimes people hurt you because they stopped seeing you clearly. Worse, sometimes they hurt you because they stopped trying. Brandon walked past. Great photos, he said. Should turn out nice. Yeah, beautiful spot. Sure is. Worth the drive. You know that sound people make when emotions get trapped halfway out that sound. Sophia found me inside 10 minutes later. Kitchen, near sink. Grandpa. Yeah, Peanut, I'm sorry. My chest tightened. No reason to apologize. There is. No. Yes. No. She stared at me. Margaret's eyes. Exactly Margaret's eyes. They forgot, she whispered. Forgot. Interesting word. People keep using that word. Forgot. 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 No big deal, I said. Lie. Professional quality lie. I should have said something. No, I wanted to. I know, you know. Yeah. Grandpa. What your family. God, kids. That almost broke me, almost. Dinner ended around 7. I packed leftovers. Loaded car. Cold enough outside to sting lungs. Vanessa hugged me. Drive safe. Always do. Love you. Love you too. Brandon waved. Kids waved harder. Sophia held something behind her back. Grandpa, wait. Yeah, she handed me folded paper. Don't open until later. Okay. I drove. Dark roads, Wisconsin winter sky. Silence. 32 miles outside Madison, I pulled into a gas station. Turned engine off. Opened folded paper. Sophia had drawn us. Stick figures. Terrible proportions. Beautiful picture. Me. Her. Ethan. Big letters at top. Grandpa, you forgot to be in the photo, so I made another one. I sat there, hands shaking, not from cold. And for the first time, the truth stopped whispering. It spoke clearly. I wasn't disappearing accidentally. I was being edited out. And that drive home changed everything. People think revenge starts with anger. It doesn't. Real revenge, the quiet kind, starts with clarity. The Monday after Thanksgiving, Madison looked like somebody had pulled all the color out of the world. Gray sky, wet pavement, 39 degrees. My Ford Escape protested existence when I started it. Yeah, I muttered at the dashboard. I'm tired too. I slept badly that weekend. Not because of the photo. Not entirely. Because once you see something clearly, your brain starts replaying old evidence. Brunch, soccer games, shorter phone calls, small table reservations, family photos online. Forgot. Funny word. People hide behind that word like it's legal protection. I worked probate and estate administration for 35 years. You know what people forgot when money entered conversations? Nothing. Nobody forgot account numbers. Nobody forgot property values. Nobody forgot beneficiary designations. People forget feelings, not finances. That Monday morning I drove downtown, King Street. Rebecca Collins still worked out of the same brick office building where we spent almost 20 years fixing estate disasters people created for themselves. Rebecca Collins, 58, sharp, calm. One of those people who could make bad news sound organized. When Margaret died, Rebecca handled updates to my paperwork. Trust adjustments, health directives, beneficiary reviews. Things people hate discussing until life forces the conversation. The receptionist looked up. Cassius Patterson, still alive somehow. Rebecca will be happy to see you. Depends what she bills hourly. She laughed. Good. I needed normal. Rebecca stepped out 3 minutes later. Dark blue blazer, reading glasses, exactly the same. Cassius. Rebecca. You look older. That's because time is disrespectful. Coffee already had 2. Then you're dangerous. Always was. Her office hadn't changed. Diplomas, bookshelves, window overlooking downtown Madison traffic. Same old clock, same old leather chair. Some places hold time differently. You okay? She asked. Simple question, hard question, mostly. Mostly isn't yes. No. Margaret. Always. She nodded quietly. Rebecca knew grief. Her husband died 8 years earlier. Widow people recognize widow people. Not immediately. Eventually. So she said gently. What brings you in? I sat back. Looked out window. Took longer answering than I expected. I need to update my estate plan. Rebecca didn't react. Professionals learn neutral faces. Okay, trust structure too. All right. Beneficiaries. Understood. She opened my file. Reason. There it was. Reason. You know what's funny? I almost lied. Almost. Family changes, I said. Rebecca looked at me. Quiet, waiting. Professional patience. Dangerous skill, Cassius. Yeah. What happened, I told her, not dramatically, not emotionally. Just facts. Lake Geneva, photo, pattern, distance. Questions about assets. Questions about retirement accounts. Questions Brandon asked. Questions Brandon thought sounded casual. Rebecca listened. No interruptions. No reactions. When I finished, silence. You think Brandon's interested in inheritance planning, she said. No. You think he's interested in inheritance? Yes. Vanessa. That's harder. Rebecca nodded. Always is. I'm not angry. No, Cassius. What you reorganized your sock drawer after Margaret died. I was grieving. You alphabetized canned goods. Temporary condition. You vacuumed your garage. I needed structure. You're angry. Maybe. You're hurt. Yeah. That one landed harder. Hurt. Not angry. Hurt. Different thing entirely. Rebecca pulled paperwork. Let's review. We spent 2 hours going through everything. House, Madison property, investment accounts, savings, Margaret's retirement rollover, insurance, trust assets, $742,000, life reduced to numbers on paper. Funny. You spend decades building a life. Eventually somebody prints it. Current primary beneficiary structure stays, Rebecca said. For now. For now, I'm thinking. Cassius. Yeah. Think carefully. I always do. I know. That was the problem. I always did. Stay with me here, because this matters. People hear stories like this and think good, take everything away, punish them. No, that wasn't what I wanted. Margaret wouldn't want that. Love doesn't disappear because disappointment arrives. You can love someone deeply and still refuse to reward bad behavior. Big difference. Tell me about Sophia, Rebecca said. What about her college plans too early? Education trust. I leaned back. Thought. Sophia. Quiet eyes. Drawing handed through cold air. Grandpa, you forgot to be in the photo, so I made another one. Ethan. Basketball dreams. Maple syrup destroying electronics. Education trust. I said quietly. Rebecca nodded. Amount enough. Specific number. 200,000. Split evenly. Yes, protected yes. Parental access. No. Rebecca looked up. You sure yes? Why? Because I know probate law. Professional answer. Correct answer. Personal answer. I looked toward window again. Snow starting outside. First real snowfall. Madison turning white. Because kids shouldn't lose opportunities because adults get selfish, Rebecca wrote quietly. House, she asked. I took longer. Margaret planted lilies behind that house. Vanessa learned bicycle balance in that driveway. Christmas mornings, birthdays, 42 years. Home. Trust, I said quietly. For Sophia and Ethan. Age release 28. Smart. I taught smart for 35 years. No, Rebecca said softly. You taught mistakes. I laughed. First real laugh all morning. Hospital donation, Rebecca asked. Yes, Margaret's Cancer Center. Yes. Amount 50,000. Rebecca nodded. Eddie Romano, she asked. I blinked. You remember Eddie? He fixed my father's watch. Still fixing watches. Still yelling professionally. How much? 25,000. Rebecca stopped writing. Cassius. What, why Eddie? He stayed. Silence. She understood. Some people stay. That matters. A lot. What about Vanessa? Rebecca asked quietly. There it was. The hard part. Not paperwork. Emotion. Love. History. Disappointment. 42 years. Margaret teaching kindness. 39 years raising a daughter. One family photo. Hundreds of smaller moments. One larger truth. I sat quietly. Long enough Rebecca didn't interrupt. What if she changes, I asked. People can. What if she doesn't? People sometimes don't. What would Margaret say? Rebecca smiled sadly. I think you already know. Yeah, I did. Margaret always said don't confuse guilt with kindness. I closed my eyes. Exhaled slowly. Reduce Vanessa's inheritance. Rebecca stayed quiet. How much not remove? Reduce. How much $1? Silence. Even Rebecca blinked. $1, she repeated. Yes. Symbolic yes, Cassius. She won't be excluded, but she'll know. Rebecca watched me carefully. You sure know. Understandable. But I'm doing it. Why I swallowed. Hard. Because being forgotten hurts. Silence. Because respect matters. Silence. Because she stopped seeing me. Rebecca leaned back slowly. Okay. Paperwork moved. Keyboard clicks. Estate restructuring. Trust adjustments. Legal language. Professional precision. Hidden superpower. That's what Brandon never understood. I spent 35 years watching people destroy families chasing money. I knew every shortcut, every mistake, every loophole, every warning sign. And Brandon Brooks, God bless his overconfident soul, thought I was just an old widower with coupons and a slow SUV. He had no idea. None. And the worst mistake greedy people make. Impatience. They push too early, too hard, too obviously. Brandon Brooks was about to prove exactly that. Greedy people usually make the same mistake. They think patience belongs to weakness. It doesn't. Patience belongs to people who understand timing. And Brandon Brooks thought timing meant moving faster than everyone else. That January Wisconsin turned into Wisconsin. Gray snow, dirty roads, wind sharp enough to make grown men question home ownership. My Ford Escape had developed a new noise. Not a mechanical noise, a judgmental noise. Every time I turned left too quickly, it sounded disappointed in me. Don't start, I muttered one Tuesday morning. The car disagreed. 2 days later, Vanessa called. Dad, hey kid, you busy Friday depends? Dinner. Occasion, no occasion. Those are dangerous. She laughed. Good sign. Or what I thought was a good sign. Brandon found a place, Naperville. Yeah, long drive. We haven't seen you. Interesting. Not true, but interesting. You sure, Dad? Okay, 6:30. We're the old-fashioned. Wisconsin location number Naperville. Somebody copied Wisconsin. Dad? What please come? Soft voice. Almost old Vanessa. Almost. Okay. Friday came cold. 28 degrees. Road salt everywhere. Cloud cover thick enough to erase sunlight. I left Madison around 3. Traffic near Rockford moved like collective punishment. Made it to Naperville 6:15. Restaurant looked expensive. Modern lighting, exposed brick, wood tables, menus pretending burgers required emotional preparation. Brandon stood first. Cassius, Brandon. Good drive, num traffic civilization fair. Vanessa hugged me, brief, quick, different. Parents notice, parents always notice. Sophia smiled. Ethan waved without looking up from fries. Normal. Teenager training. We sat, ordered. Waitress brought drinks. Dad, Vanessa said, You look tired, I'm old, you always say that. Because people keep acting surprised. Brandon smiled. Phone face down beside plate. Interesting. Brandon loved his phone. People attached to phones reveal priorities. Business good, I asked. Great. Real estate still moving always. Interest rates temporary. Market correction opportunity. Of course, Cassius Brandon said. You still in Madison full-time? Yes. Big house for one person. There it was. Tiny thing, easy thing, normal thing. Unless you spent 35 years professionally studying hidden motives. House feels normal to me, I said. Maintenance, though, manageable. Property taxes, affordable. Still what just saying, I know, good investment area. Madison. Yeah, been there 42 years. Appreciated nicely, interesting. Appreciated. Again. Funny how certain words repeat. Vanessa jumped in. Dad, how's Eddie Loud? Good. Claims I need more vegetables. You do. Traitor. She smiled. For a second, old Vanessa. Then gone. Food came, burgers, salmon, fries. Conversation moved. Sophia talked school. Ethan talked basketball. Brandon talked market forecasts nobody asked for. Then, halfway through dinner, it happened. Not dramatic, not movie dramatic, real-life dramatic. Worse. Dad, Vanessa said carefully. Yeah, we've been thinking. Dangerous sentence. Parents know. What about you getting older? Rude. Dad. Sorry, we worry. Appreciate it. House maintenance, handled. Medical stuff, handled. Emergency situations, handled. Dad, what, you live alone? Yes. We just think... Brandon leaned forward. Professional concern face. Real estate smile. Performance kindness. We think planning matters. Planning. Interesting word. I spent 35 years planning estates, I said, right? Brandon said quickly. Of course. But things change, sure. We found something that might help. There it was. Found something. He reached inside leather portfolio. Portfolio. At dinner. Nobody brings legal paperwork to burgers unless they arrived intending something. Folder came out, paper clipped, printed, neat, prepared. My pulse slowed. Not faster, slower. Old professional reflex. What's this, I asked. Just protection, Brandon said. Protection power of attorney stuff. Interesting. Very interesting. Vanessa leaned in. If something happened. Something, Dad. Okay, medical issues, accidents, emergencies, Just easier, Brandon said. Easier? Dangerous word. People chasing control love easier. Take a look, Brandon said. I opened it. Page 1. Instantly. Immediately. 3 mistakes. No, 4. Stay with me here. Because this next part matters. Brandon made one critical error. He thought old meant unaware. Problem was, estate work trained pattern recognition into my bones. Middle name wrong. My legal name Cassius Edward Patterson. Document Cassius Edwin Patterson. Strike 1. Address outdated. Strike 2. Financial authority language overly broad. Strike 3. Then the biggest mistake. The absolute masterpiece. The template source footer. Bottom corner. Tiny letters. Downloaded generic legal form. Internet template. Not attorney prepared. Not Wisconsin specific. God. I nearly admired the confidence. You printed this, I asked. Brandon smiled. Just trying to help. Where'd it come from? Resource? Resource. Yeah. Google Law School start weekend classes? Silence? Sophia laughed. Actually laughed. Hard. Ethan joined because children instinctively detect adult embarrassment. Vanessa didn't laugh. Brandon smiled tighter. Cassius. What, it's serious, I know, we're trying to make things easier. You know what makes legal planning easier? What lawyers? Silence. Beautiful silence, Dad, Vanessa said carefully. Brandon meant well. Did he? Of course. Okay, you sound upset. No, you do, no. You're making assumptions. No, you are. No, Vanessa. I folded papers neatly, carefully. Calm, professional calm, dangerous calm, Dad. Yeah, you okay? Funny question. Really funny. Because suddenly I was clear, focused, certain. Old probate instincts screaming now. Not because of paperwork, because of timing. Timing tells truth. Too fast, too prepared, too convenient, Cassius Brandon said. You can think about it. I will. You trust us, right? Question landed hard. Trust. Interesting. Very interesting. Of course, I said quietly. Lie. Professional quality lie. Dinner finished awkwardly. Conversation struggled afterward. People feel tension, kids especially, parking lot, cold air, breath visible. Vanessa hugged me. Longer this time. Maybe guilt, maybe habit. Hard to tell. Love you, Dad. Love you too. Brandon shook my hand. Firm grip. Confident. Confident people who think they're winning grip harder. Drive safe, he said. Always do. I drove toward Madison. Snow started around Elgin. Light first, then heavier. Road quiet, dark, radio low, mind working. Old habits, pattern, behavior, timing, questions. My phone rang. Bluetooth connected. Eddie Romano. Yeah, you sound weird. Thanks. Family. Yeah. What happened? Brandon downloaded legal paperwork from the internet. Silence. Then laughter. Violently loud laughter. Eddie. I'm sorry, you're not. No, you done no. Eddie. He downloaded legal forms. Yes, for you, yes. Cassius. What you know what this means. Yeah, no, Cassius. What he thinks you're stupid. Silence, road noise, snow, darkness. Truth. He does, Eddie said quietly. Yeah, he really does. Yeah. Problem is, I know. Say it. I smiled. First real smile all night. He picked the wrong old man. Damn right he did. And somewhere between Naperville and Madison, through snow and headlights for the first time since Thanksgiving, I stopped feeling hurt and started paying attention, because Brandon Brooks had finally done something greed always does. He moved too early. You learn strange things when you get older. You learn grief changes shape. You learn silence has different meanings. And you learn that the people who save you usually aren't the loud ones. They're the ones who stay. 3 days after dinner with Brandon and Vanessa, I drove to Eddie Romano's watch shop. 10:30 in the morning. Madison, cold, 24 degrees. The kind of cold that makes your teeth feel unemployed. Snow lined the sidewalks along Atwood Avenue. Gray slush. Salt stains. Winter doing winter things. Eddie's shop sat between an old barber shop and a small bakery that sold cinnamon rolls large enough to qualify as financial decisions. The bell over the door rang when I stepped inside. Closed, Eddie yelled, "You're open, not emotionally. Fair, Cassius, Eddie, you look terrible. You say that every week." Because every week you prove me right. The shop smelled like coffee. Metal polish, old wood, time. Hundreds of watches lined the walls. Pocket watches, wall clocks, luxury pieces, cheap pieces, broken pieces. Eddie fixed all of them. "Sit," he said. "Coffee, please. Black." "You know me." "Unfortunately." 40 years. That's friendship. Insults with emotional commitment. "You thinking?" Eddie asked. "Always." "Dangerous." Repeated joke. Still works. I sat near the workbench, snow falling outside, warm shop. Clock sounds everywhere. Ticking, clicking. Movement. Funny thing, time sounds louder when you're hurting. "You know what your problem is?" Eddie asked. I walked in. "No. Existing, no. Wisconsin, no. You tell me. You think pain means failure." "I don't. You do. No. You absolutely do." I stared into coffee. "You raised Vanessa," Eddie said. "Yes." "You loved her." "Yes." "You still love her?" "Yes." "You think this means you failed?" Silence. Professional silence. Dangerous silence. Because he wasn't wrong. I hated that. I keep replaying things I admitted. Normal. I missed signs. "No, I did. No, Cassius. Yes, no." "Eddie. You think good parents create perfect adults?" "No. Then stop grading yourself like you did." I leaned back, watched snow outside. "Margaret would hate this," I said quietly. "No, she would. No, Cassius. She'd hate division, correct. She'd hate conflict, correct. She'd hate this situation, correct. Then she'd hate people treating you like furniture." Silence. God. He was good, too good. "You know what Margaret told me once," Eddie said, "when hospital. Everything slowed. Hospital conversations stay with people, always." When I asked quietly. 3 weeks before she passed. My chest tightened. "What did she say?" Eddie adjusted a watch. Tiny screwdriver, steady hands, slow voice. She said, he stopped. Looked at me. "If Vanessa ever forgets who Cassius is, make sure Cassius doesn't forget." I stared at him. "No, yes." She said that word for word. "No, yes, I would remember. You were busy trying not to fall apart." Silence. Clock ticking. Snow, coffee cooling, Margaret. God, Margaret. Why didn't you tell me? "Because you weren't ready." "I'm ready now." "No." "Then why?" "Because now you're listening." Funny thing about losing someone. Years later, they still find ways to speak. Not magic, memory, love pattern. "Eddie," I said quietly. "Yeah. I changed the estate, I figured. You figured you alphabetized your garage after Margaret died. I organized. You grieve by controlling chaos." "Not true. You color-coded batteries. Temporary condition. You updated paperwork. Yes. You feel guilty. Yes. You shouldn't. I know, no you don't. Maybe he was right. Again. Annoying habit. Tell me something, Eddie said. What if Vanessa apologized tomorrow? Okay, real apology. Okay, not fake. Okay, what would happen, I thought. Longer than expected. I'd forgive her. Immediately. No. Why not? Because trust repairs slower than love. Eddie nodded once. Good. Good means you're thinking clearly. I'm tired. You're grieving something. Margaret know what then? The daughter you thought you still had. That landed hard. Hard enough I looked away. Because grief isn't always death. Sometimes grief means watching someone change slowly enough that hope survives longer than reality, Cassius Eddie said quietly. Yeah? You know why watches break mechanical failure? No. Age? No. Where? No. Tell me. Neglect. He held up an old watch. Beautiful thing. Gold edges worn, glass scratched. People think dramatic damage destroys things. Doesn't know. What does small neglect? Tiny neglect. Repeated. Ignored. Accumulated. Families too. God, families too. You hungry? Eddie asked suddenly. What lunch? 11:30. So you eat lunch like retired men escaped supervision. We did. I'm not hungry. You're absolutely hungry. I'm not. You want donuts. No. Liar. 20 minutes later, we sat at a small diner off Monona Drive. 2 old men. Coffee. Soup. Turkey sandwich. Retirement excellence. You know what aging is? Eddie asked. What watching doctors become younger than you. Disturbing. Very. Dentist looked 12 last month. See, pediatrician looked older. Cassius. What wrong, doctor? Right? We laughed. Actually laughed. Good laugh. Needed laugh. Warm moments matter, especially near hard ones. Sophia texted around 1:15. First text directly to me in weeks. Sophia Grandpa, are you busy? Me never emotionally stable, but available. 3 dots. Then Sophia LL Margaret used LOL wrong her entire life. Texted love. LOL. No explanation. No correction. Legend behavior. Sophia Mom is planning your birthday dinner. Interesting. Birthday 69. Coming soon? Me nice 3 dots. Stopped. Started. Stopped. Then Sophia Grandpa. Me. Yeah, Peanut. Long pause. Then Sophia. I'm sorry about Thanksgiving. I stared. Phone in hand. Sandwich untouched. Family, Eddie asked. Yeah. Bad no. Good. No? Complicated. Yeah. Normal. I typed, deleted, then me. You never have to apologize for grown-up mistakes 3 dots. Then Sophia. I miss Grandma God. Straight to the center. Children. Always. Me. Me too. Pause. Then Sophia. Mom misses her too. I stared. Read it twice, 3 times. Mom misses her too. Funny thing about pain. Sometimes it makes people selfish. Sometimes it makes people scared. Sometimes both. Maybe Vanessa wasn't cruel. Maybe she was overwhelmed, lost, changing, broken somewhere I couldn't see. Dangerous thought. Hope always is. But hope matters too, Cassius Eddie said quietly. Yeah, don't confuse explanation with excuse. Right, again. Annoyingly. Right. When we left lunch, snow had stopped. Clouds breaking. Thin sunlight. Wisconsin trying. I stood outside beside my old Ford, hands in pockets. Cold air. Thinking. Margaret. Sophia. Vanessa. Time. Family. Love. Respect. Boundaries. Funny. You spend your whole life learning how to protect money. Nobody teaches you how to protect your dignity. But I was learning. Late. Still learning. And Sophia's text, simple as it was, made me realize something. My daughter still wasn't seeing me, but my granddaughter was. And soon, very soon, Vanessa Brooks was about to learn something too, because she thought she understood her father. She didn't. Not even close. Turning 69 feels strange. Nobody prepares you for that age. 60 feels important. 70 feels important. 69 feels like life accidentally skipped an update. My birthday landed on a Saturday that year. Late February. Cold enough outside that Madison looked frozen solid. The kind of cold where your steering wheel feels personally angry at your hands. Vanessa called 4 days before. Dad, hey. Don't make plans Saturday. I'm retired. You still make plans. Mostly medical appointments and arguing with weather forecasts. Dad, what we're doing something for your birthday. You don't have to. We want to. Interesting. Want? Good word. I'll drive down, I said. No. We're coming up. You are. Yeah, you hate driving to Madison. Dad, what we're coming? Something in her voice felt lighter, warmer. Dangerous thing about hope, it grows fast. By Friday night, I vacuumed my house. Look, don't judge me. Company changes people. I vacuumed, wiped kitchen counters, organized coffee mugs, then reorganized coffee mugs. Margaret used to tease me. Cassius, she'd say. You clean like someone's grading you. Maybe they were. Saturday morning came bright, sunny, 22 degrees. Wisconsin optimism. Cold enough to freeze regret. Around 11:30, my phone buzzed. Vanessa, Dad. Hey, change of plans. Of course, we booked somewhere. We're Naperville. Oh, country club. Oh, it'll be nice. 95-minute drive. One way. For my birthday. Dad, I'm here. You okay, of course? Lie. Professional quality. Again. See you at 1. See you. I stared at my phone. Kitchen quiet, house quiet. Funny. Silence sounds louder after disappointment. Don't start, I told myself. People get busy. People adjust. People change plans. People prioritize. Eddie's voice, annoying. Correct. I left Madison at 11:50. Silver Ford Escape. Still judgmental. Still alive. Made good time. Traffic clear, cold sunlight, radio low, old Eagles song playing. Margaret loved Eagles. Couldn't hear Take It Easy without thinking of her. Life does that. Builds ghosts into ordinary things. Country club sat outside Naperville. Stone entrance. Golf course sleeping under winter frost. Big windows. Valet parking. Brandon liked places that photographed well. You know people like that. Everything designed around presentation, Cassius. Brandon stood near entrance. Dark coat, perfect haircut, smile ready. Birthday man. Unfortunately. You look good. I moisturized. Good drive reasonable. Inside people. More people than expected. Family. Brandon's parents. His brother. 2 cousins. Vanessa's co-workers. Neighbors. People I barely knew. Dad, Vanessa said. Surprise energy. Big smile. Happy birthday. Thank you. You like it, sure? Sure, interesting word. I told you we were doing something, she said. You did. Come on. Music playing softly, staff moving around, cake table, decorations, professional photographer. Funny. Dad. You okay? Yeah, promise. Yep. Lie. Again. You're at table 3, Vanessa said. Okay, kids are over there. Good. Brandon arranged everything. Of course he did. Table 3 sat near the side. Not center. Not family section. Children. 2 cousins. Me. Interesting. Very interesting. Grandpa. Sophia hugged me immediately. Hey, Peanut, happy birthday. Thank you. Ethan ran over. Grandpa. Yeah, buddy. You're old. Dangerous opening statement. Mom says 70 is basically next. Your inheritance just changed. Grandpa. What, kidding? Good. Kids laughed. Warm moment. Needed moment. Grandpa. Sophia lowered voice. Mom's stressed. Oh, work stuff. Okay, Dad too. Okay, she keeps trying really hard. Interesting. Trying hard. Hard at what I watched Vanessa moving across room. Phone out, fixing decorations, adjusting centerpieces, checking lighting. Professional photographer talking to Brandon. Presentation, image, perfection, you know that look. People building moments instead of living them. Lunch started, chicken, steak, roasted vegetables nobody touched. Conversation, noise, polite laughter, Cassius Brandon said loudly. Told everybody about your old work. Oh, estate planning stuff, probate support, right, important work, it mattered. Smart field, useful. You always understood money. Interesting. Money. Again. Always money, Brandon Vanessa said quietly. What nothing? Professional instinct. Tiny discomfort. Pattern recognition, something there. Cassius Brandon's father said. You still keeping the Madison house? Yes. Big property. Normal property. Great area, sure. Value climbed. Probably. You ever think about downsizing Numsmart? Was it hard to tell anymore? Cake came around 3. Chocolate. Margaret loved chocolate cake. Thought hit unexpectedly. Almost knocked air out of me. People sang. Badly. As tradition requires. Then Vanessa stood. Microphone, smile, presentation mode. Dad, she said. You've always been dependable. Dependable. Interesting first word. Always there. Good. Always helping. Good. Always supporting everyone. Good. You've made life easier for all of us. Easier. Dangerous word. Again. You've taught us responsibility. Good. Planning. Interesting. Family values. Good. We love you. Room applauded. People smiling. Photographer moving. Capturing. Recording. Building image. Photo time, Brandon announced. Of course, photo time. Funny how life circles back. Professional photographer moved people around. Family first, Brandon said. Interesting. Family. Again. Sophia beside Vanessa. Ethan front. Brandon center. Brandon's parents. Brother. Cousins. Cassius. Vanessa called. Yeah, can you grab Coates over there real quick? Coates. Cold moved through my chest. Not outside. Inside. Dad. Yeah. Can you? Sure. Professional photographer adjusting camera. People moving, laughing, organizing, little closer. Perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful, funny word. I stood holding Coates. Again. History doesn't repeat exactly. It rhymes. Grandpa? Sophia. Quiet voice. Close. You should be over there. No big deal. Yes, it is. No. Yes. Peanut. No, Grandpa. Margaret eyes. Again. You belong over there. God. Kids. Always kids. Everybody ready, photographer asked. Ready, Brandon said. Click, flash, click, flash. Same feeling, different room, same truth, different coat. Same silence. Professional photographer lowered camera. Great shots. Perfect family. Perfect. Interesting word. Very interesting. Then Brandon made his mistake. Small, stupid, greedy. The kind greed makes when it thinks nobody important is listening. He stood near bar area, talking quietly. Too quietly. To his cousin. I'm telling you, Brandon said. Madison property alone changes everything. My blood went cold. Spring market. Brandon continued. Timing's perfect. Vanessa's dad willing to sell, cousin asked. Brandon laughed. Small laugh. Confident laugh. Eventually. Funny word. Dangerous word. Trust me, Brandon said. We're thinking long term. We, not Vanessa, not Cassius. We. I stood 20 feet away, holding Coates. Again. Funny. People tell truth when they think you stopped mattering. And suddenly, for the first time, I realized something. This wasn't just Vanessa changing. This was something bigger, and whatever happened next would happen soon. Very soon. There's a strange calm that shows up when you stop trying to convince yourself everything is fine. I found it 2 days after my birthday. Tuesday morning. Madison. 41 degrees. Cloudy, coffee black, kitchen quiet. The drawing Sophia made after Thanksgiving still sat folded inside my wallet. Worn edges now, crease marks. Carried often. Some people carry lucky coins. Some carry photographs. I carried proof that at least one person still saw me. My phone buzzed at 8:12. Vanessa. Hey kid. Morning, Dad. You okay? Yeah. Pause. Professional instinct. Tiny hesitation. Tiny things matter. Everything all right? I asked. Of course. Too fast. Another old rule. Truth rarely rushes. Dad. Yeah. Brandon wanted me to ask something. Of course. Okay. Would you ever think about downsizing? There it was. Again. Why just asking? Vanessa, what? You know I hate just asking. Small laugh. Forced. Dad. What your house is big, I know. Maintenance managed. You live alone. Still true. You could get something smaller. I could. You'd have extra money. Interesting. Extra money? Funny. Nobody mentioned extra memories. Extra history. Extra Margaret. Only money. Vanessa. Yeah, whose idea was this silence? Longer this time, Dad. Whose idea Brandon worries? About you, lie. Small one. Professional quality. Okay, I said quietly. You upset, Numper Dad. No, you sound busy. Okay, love you. Pause. Love you too. Call ended. I stared out the kitchen window. Snow melting slowly. Water sliding down glass. Funny. Life teaches patience. Pain teaches pattern recognition. Brandon pushing. Vanessa repeating. Too consistent. Too fast. My phone buzzed again. Eddie. Yeah, you sound irritated. Mind reader, no. Lucky guess. No, then you answer phone different when family disappoints you. Interesting hobby. Useful hobby, I told him. House conversation, downsizing, extra money, silence, Eddie. Yeah. You there, yep? You thinking, yep? Dangerous. Very? What you know what greedy people hate. What waiting? I leaned back. Kitchen quiet, coffee cooling. Cassius Eddie said. Yeah. You setting the meeting silence, professional silence. Dangerous silence. Because he knew. Of course he knew. I'm thinking about it. No. What you already decided. No. Cassius. What I've known you 40 years. Long sentence. Set the meeting. Maybe. Liar. Eddie. Said it. He was right. Again. God. I hated that. By Thursday afternoon, I called Rebecca Collins. Rebecca Collins. Still charging too much Cassius Patterson. Still impossible professionally. What do you need availability? For family meeting. Ah. Don't sound like that. You sound like a state drama. Not drama. Cassius. What drama? Fine. People coming, yes. Vanessa, yes. Brandon, yes. Good, yes. Why? Because greed hates witnesses. God. Lawyers. Professional wisdom wrapped in emotional damage. Saturday, she asked. Saturday. My office, no. My house. You sure, yes? You want professional advice? Always? Keep calm. I'm calm. You alphabetize batteries. Temporary condition. Keep calm anyway. Saturday came bright. Cold, sunny. Madison pretending winter was ending. Liar. Wisconsin always lies in March. I cleaned the house. Again. Margaret voice inside my head. Cassius, nobody grades cleanliness. Wrong. Guests grade cleanliness. I vacuumed, dusted, organized paperwork, then reorganized paperwork. Professional condition, hard to break. 11:30. Rebecca arrived first. Navy coat, leather folder, professional face. Coffee, I asked. Please. Black, you know me. Unfortunately, funny, stolen from Eddie. Smart. She sat kitchen table. Folder beside her. Legal calm radiating off her like expensive perfume. Nervous, she asked. No. Lie. Small one. Cassius? Fine. Better. You enjoy this too much. No. Yes. No. Yes. Doorbell. 12:03. Vanessa, Brandon, Sophia, Ethan, Grandpa. Sophia hugged me first. Always. Hey, Peanut, hi. Ethan immediately ran toward living room, basketball in hand. Can I use driveway cold? Please. Fine. Grandpa rules. Remember that. Brandon stepped inside. Smile ready. Confident. Always confident. Cassius, Brandon, Rebecca. Brandon, Rebecca nodded politely. Tiny thing. Professional lawyers scare dishonest people, I noticed. Old habit, Dad Vanessa said quietly. Hi, kid. You okay? Yep. You sound weird. No, you do, no. Lie? Professional quality. Again, living room, coffee, small talk, weather, basketball, work, safe subjects. People avoid danger instinctively. Until danger arrives anyway. Dad Vanessa said. What's this about estate planning? Immediate silence. Tiny. Almost invisible. Not invisible enough. Brandon shifted. Professional instinct. Movement matters. Estate planning, Vanessa repeated. Yeah. Everything okay? Fine. You sick? No, Dad, sit. Quiet. No anger. No performance. Just calm, professional calm, dangerous calm. Rebecca opened folder. Paper sound? Simple sound? Heavy sound? Dad, Vanessa said quietly. What's happening? You asked about my house. Dad, you asked about downsizing. We were worried. Maybe. Dad, Brandon asked about accounts. Dad, power of attorney. Silence. Harder now, Cassius Brandon said carefully. We were trying to help. Maybe. We were. Okay, you sound upset. No. Lie, no, not lie. Truth, not upset, clear, different thing. Dad, Vanessa said. What, why Rebecca? Because Rebecca handles estate law. You changed things interesting. Not Dad, are you okay? Not Dad, why now? Changed things. Pattern recognition. Professional instinct. Tiny details. Big meaning. You changed things, Vanessa repeated. Maybe, Dad. What did you? I looked at her. Really looked. 39 years old. My daughter. Margaret's smile. Margaret's eyes. Stress lines. Tired. Scared. Not evil. Never evil. Human. Complicated. Wrong. Different things. Before we discuss paperwork, I said quietly. One question. Silence. Professional silence. Dangerous silence. Thanksgiving. Vanessa froze. Tiny movement. Enough. Dad. Lake Geneva. Dad photo, Dad question, silence. Rebecca quiet, Brandon quiet. Sophia watching. Kids always know. Why wasn't I in the picture? Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Quiet. Heavy quiet. Dad, Vanessa whispered. No. Cassius Brandon started. No. Not louder. Calmer. Worse. Question. Silence. Why Vanessa swallowed. Eyes moving. Thinking. Searching. Dad. Question. It was a mistake. Okay. Dad. No. What wrong answer? Dad. Wrong answer. Cassius Brandon said. Enough. I looked at him. Really looked. Confident Brandon. Prepared Brandon. Fast-moving Brandon. Suddenly uncomfortable Brandon. Interesting. Dad, Vanessa whispered. It was just a picture. There it was. Exactly. Exactly. The sentence. The one I waited months to hear. Just a picture. Funny. Because that picture changed everything. Rebecca quietly opened the folder. Paper moved softly. Professional sound. Heavy sound. And suddenly, for the first time, Vanessa realized this meeting wasn't about planning. It was about consequences. And consequences finally had arrived. Nobody spoke. Not immediately. Funny thing about truth. People think truth arrives loud. It doesn't. Sometimes truth enters a room quietly, then takes all the oxygen. It was just a picture. Vanessa's words sat in my living room. Heavy, sharp, permanent. Sophia looked down. Ethan had stopped bouncing his basketball somewhere in the hallway. Kids know, always. Rebecca Collins adjusted one folder. One movement, professional, calm, dangerous calm, Dad, Vanessa said carefully. You're making this bigger than it was. No, I said quietly. I'm finally seeing it the right size, Cassius Brandon said. Let's take emotion out of this. Emotion? Interesting choice. Take emotion out, I asked. Yeah, no. Cassius, no, Brandon. Look, no. Quiet. Not louder. Worse. You know what I did for 35 years, I asked. Nobody answered. Estate work? Silence. Probate administration? Silence. Trust structures? Silence. I watched families destroy themselves over money people hadn't even buried yet. Nobody moved. I learned something. Quiet. Patterns matter. I looked at Vanessa. People tell you exactly how they see you. Dad, no, please, no, Dad. You know what hurt? Silence, not the picture. Her eyes lifted. It wasn't standing outside. Silence. It wasn't holding coats. Silence. It wasn't Thanksgiving. Silence. It was realizing nobody noticed I wasn't there. God. Saying it out loud changed something. Made it real, made it heavier, made it honest. Vanessa swallowed hard. Dad. No. What do you want me to say? Truth. I wanted truth. You forgot, she said quietly. No. Dad. No. We made a mistake. No. What then? There, quiet. There. I pointed gently. Right there. What you said we. Silence. You didn't say you. Dad, you said we. Professional instinct, patterns, language, tiny details, big meaning. I wasn't forgotten, I said quietly. I stopped being considered. Nobody moved. Not Rebecca, not Brandon, not Sophia. Nobody. I watched it happen slowly, I said. Phone calls. Silence. Family dinners. Silence. Pictures. Silence. Soccer games. Silence. Brunch. Silence. You know the worst part, Quiet. I kept making excuses for you. Vanessa looked away. Margaret used to do that. Look away when guilt arrived, Dad Vanessa whispered. No, please, no. Rebecca quietly opened the folder. Paper sliding softly. Professional sound. Heavy sound. Rebecca, I said quietly. She nodded once. Professional. Steady. The estate updates have been completed, Rebecca said calmly. Vanessa looked confused. Brandon leaned forward. Too quickly. Professional instinct. Tiny movement. Big meaning. Updates, Vanessa asked. Yes, Rebecca said. Trust restructuring. Silence. Beneficiary revisions. Brandon shifted. Charitable allocation, Dad Vanessa said quietly. What does that mean? Rebecca kept going. Professional voice, neutral, precise. The Madison property has been moved into protected trust allocation. Brandon blinked. Once, twice. The educational trust structure for Sophia Brooks and Ethan Brooks has been finalized. Vanessa looked confused. Educational trust? Yes, Rebecca said calmly. College and educational support protections. Dad? Vanessa whispered. Protected from parental access, Rebecca continued. Silence. Hard silence. Healthcare charitable donation allocation established, Healthcare Brandon asked. Margaret Patterson Cancer Support Foundation donation, Rebecca said. $50,000. Margaret. Still helping people. God, she'd like that. $25,000 allocated to Edward Romano. Eddie. Family when family forgot. Dad, Vanessa whispered. Brandon sat straighter now. Too straight. Dangerous sign. Remaining estate structure revised accordingly. Silence. Heavy, permanent. Accordingly, Brandon said carefully. Rebecca looked at him. Professional calm. Dangerous calm. Vanessa Brooks' beneficiary allocation has been adjusted. Silence. What adjustment? Brandon asked. Not Vanessa. Brandon. Interesting. Very. $1 symbolic, Rebecca said calmly. Silence. Real silence. No movement, no breath, nothing. Then, what Brandon? Not Vanessa. Brandon. What he repeated. $1 symbolic, Rebecca said. Dad Vanessa whispered, no, no anger, no performance, just truth. No, Dad, no. Dad, please no, you cut me out. No, Dad, no, Vanessa. You gave me $1, yes. Why funny? After months, after years, finally. The right question, why? You know why I said quietly. No, yes, no, yes. Dad, you stopped seeing me. Tears now. Her tears. Real. Not performance. Real. You stopped seeing me, I said quietly. Not money, not inheritance. Me? Dad? You forgot who I was? No, you did. No, you forgot. Dad, please, you know what hurt tears now. Mine too. Didn't expect that. Happened anyway. You forgot Margaret, too. That landed. God, that landed. No, Vanessa whispered. Yes, no. You forgot what she cared about. Dad, you forgot respect. No, you forgot gratitude. Dad, you forgot people before money. No? You forgot family isn't performance. Silence. God, silence. Then Brandon moved. Mistake. Big mistake. This is insane, he said sharply. There it was. Real Brandon, finally? Brandon, Vanessa whispered. No, he snapped. $700,000 because of a picture. No, I said quietly. Not because of a picture. Then what? Because of patterns. Cassius, because of choices. Cassius, Because I spent years becoming useful. Quiet, hard quiet. And useful slowly became invisible. Nobody moved. You punished her? Brandon said. No. Yes. No, Brandon. Then what I protected what Margaret and I built. Dad, Vanessa whispered. You protected money over family. No. Quiet? No. I reached into my wallet. Folded paper, worn edges, crease lines. Sophia's drawing. Old now. Carried often. I placed it gently on the table. Vanessa stared. Sophia stared. Brandon looked confused. Read it, I said quietly. Vanessa picked it up. Small fingers shaking. Read slowly. Grandpa, you forgot to be in the photo, so I made another one. Silence, long silence. Then Vanessa cried. Not pretty crying, not movie crying, real crying, shoulders shaking, breathing uneven, truth finally arriving. Late, but arriving. Dad? Quiet. I didn't know. No, I said softly. You didn't. Dad, you were busy. Dad, you stopped looking. No, you stopped seeing. No. Sophia moved first, 12 years old, braver than adults. Always. She walked over, put one hand on Vanessa, one hand on me. Bridge. Children become bridges when adults become walls. Mom, she whispered. I told you. God, kids. Always kids. Brandon stood, angry, cornered, exposed, unbelievable, he muttered. No, I said quietly. Actually, Brandon. He turned. This was completely believable. Quiet. Professional quiet. Dangerous quiet. Because I saw it coming months ago. And for the first time, Brandon Brooks realized something. He hadn't outsmarted an old widower. He'd underestimated a man who spent 35 years watching greed destroy families, and now finally he understood. Too late. Brandon left first. People like Brandon usually do. Not because they feel guilt, because they feel loss of control. Front door, cold March air. Car engine starting hard outside. Gone. Just like that. Funny. A man who spent years talking about long-term strategy disappeared in under 40 seconds. Nobody moved for a while after. Rebecca quietly closed her folder. Professional instinct. She understood something people in estate law learn early. Paperwork settles money. It doesn't settle pain. Rebecca, I said quietly. Yeah, thank you. You did the hard part, she said. No, yes. She stood, collected her things, paused near the doorway. Cassius. Yeah, don't let being right cost you something valuable. Then she left. Professional wisdom, dangerous wisdom. Silence settled into my house. Sophia sat beside Vanessa. Ethan sat unusually still, which honestly scared me more than everything else. 9-year-old boys aren't built for silence, Grandpa Ethan said quietly. Yeah, buddy. Are Mom and you fighting God? Children, always straight to the center. No, I said softly. We're talking. Feels like fighting. Sometimes important talking feels like fighting. Oh, simple answer. Not enough. But enough for 9. Can I go outside? Ethan asked. Cold. I know. Coat, okay? He disappeared toward the mudroom, quiet again. Vanessa still held Sophia's drawing. Worn edges, creased paper, evidence, proof, truth. Dad. Her voice sounded smaller. Strange. You spend years thinking parents stop hearing age. We don't. 39 years old. She still sounded 8 sometimes. Dad? Yeah, I really didn't know. I know. No, you don't. No, Vanessa. Quiet. You didn't know. Tears again. Real ones. Not performance. Not image. Real. I got busy, she whispered. Yeah, work. Yeah, kids. Yeah, life. Yeah, Dad. What I thought you knew. Funny. People always think love automatically translates understanding. It doesn't. Not always. I knew you loved me, I said quietly. Then I didn't know you saw me. Silence. God. Silence again. "You know what scared me," I said quietly. "What the picture wasn't the scary part. What then you standing there. What you. Quiet. You standing there looking confused when I asked why." Tears again. Because that meant it felt normal. No argument. No defense. Because she knew. Deep down she knew. "I'm sorry," Vanessa whispered. First time, real apology. No excuses attached, no explanations, no Brandon, no work stress, no deflection, just sorry. Funny thing. People think apologies fix pain. They don't. But they open doors. "Dad?" "Yeah." "Can I ask something?" "Okay. Would Mom hate me, Margaret?" "God, Margaret." "No," I said quietly. "No. You sure positive?" "She'd be disappointed." "Yeah. But hate no, you know your mother. I know, you know what she'd hate what? Seeing you treat yourself like the villain forever." Quiet. She missed people too sometimes. No, she didn't. Yes, no. Yes, Vanessa. Mom remembered everything. No, she did. No, Dad. Your mother forgot our anniversary once. Silence. What, 1998? No, yes, no, yes. She remembered. She absolutely didn't. No. She scheduled dentist appointments. No. Yes, no. Yes. You're making that up. I am not. You are. I'm not. You are. I'm not. For the first time, small smile. Tiny. But there. Sophia noticed. Kids notice everything. Grandpa won. Ethan yelled from hallway. Nobody corrected him. A month passed. Then another. Healing moves strange. Not forward, not backward, sideways. Some weeks Vanessa called more. Some weeks less. Trust repairs slower than love. I told Eddie that. Good, Eddie said. Still hate how right you were. Vegetables help. Shut up. Never. Normal. Good. Needed. Vanessa asked twice about changing paperwork. Twice I said no. Not angry. Not punishment. Not yet. Trust repairs slower than love. Remember that. April arrived. Wisconsin pretending winter ended. Liar. Still cold, still gray, still home. One Thursday afternoon, my phone buzzed. Text message. Vanessa. Not unusual anymore, but different. Photo attached. I opened it. Sophia, Ethan, Vanessa, standing outside, backyard, Naperville, simple picture, no filters. No photographer, no presentation. Caption underneath, missing one person. Dinner Sunday. Funny. 3 months earlier, that message would have broken me. Now it healed something. Not everything. Something. Sunday came. Naperville. Normal dinner. Pasta. Too much garlic bread. Basketball conversation. School stories. Life. Ordinary. Beautiful ordinary. Grandpa. Sophia walked over. Yeah, Peanut, we're doing pictures. Oh, outside. Okay, don't wander away. I'm elderly. Exactly. Dangerous attitude. Grandpa. What you stand in the middle. God, kids, always. Outside sun setting, cold breeze, backyard grass barely turning green. Vanessa stood near me. Quiet, nervous. Dad. Yeah. I printed something. Oh. She handed it over. Christmas card. Lake Geneva. The picture. That picture. Everybody smiling, everybody. Except bottom corner. New edition. Small frame. Photo inserted. Me. Standing beside Sophia. Picture she'd quietly taken Thanksgiving afternoon. I stared. Long time. Long enough silence mattered. Dad? Vanessa whispered. I know. You know. Yeah, you hate it. No, you don't. No, why? Because imperfect things usually tell the truth. Tears. Again. God. Families. Hard, beautiful, complicated, worth fighting for. Not every story ends perfectly. Mine didn't. Brandon changed too slowly. Trust came back too slowly. Some damage stays. Some pain leaves fingerprints. But healing happened. Slow. Real. Human. Funny thing. I changed my will because my daughter forgot me in a photograph. But that wasn't really what this story was about. It was about being seen, about respect, about refusing to disappear quietly just because people grow comfortable with your love. If you're listening to me right now, I need you to understand something. Don't beg for space in rooms where people stopped noticing you. Don't trade your dignity to keep peace. Don't confuse love with permission to be overlooked. And if someone still shows up for you, really shows up, protect that relationship. Fight for it. Feed it. Notice it. Life gets busy, people get distracted. Families drift. But drifting doesn't have to become distance forever. Sometimes people need consequences. Sometimes people need grace. Sometimes if everyone gets honest enough, you get both. If this story meant something to you, join our community by hitting that like button and subscribing for more real, raw, and family-centered stories. Drop a comment below and tell us, have you ever been in a situation like this? We read every single one. And as always, thank you for being a part of this.